Hi, good morning, currently. Jumped right in. That's exciting. Oh. Greetings to all. I'm on astro.com. Let me figure out where to get organized and jump right into this. Hi, good morning. If you have your chart, or if you know it really well. Oh. Okay. Mercury is at 11 degrees. Stationing direct, still in its shadow. But that is in aspect to my personal Pluto and my personal Saturn. So check your charts because we are building to a full moon this Friday night, Saturday morning, full moon Virgo. Wraps up the new moon Virgo of 2019. So if anybody, I can orient myself to my story. Okay, before we get to this full moon though, and I want to highlight a couple of things about this full moon and also the energy we have to go through to get there. So right now the moon is in Cancer and will create a trine with Neptune. Then oppose Pluto. Then move into Leo. And so that will oppose all of this Aquarius energy. Activate that Saturn-Uranus square that we're still feeling. And that's where the 7 degrees is coming in, because with Saturn and Uranus still at 7 degrees, it looks like Saturn is going to be moving ahead to 8 degrees in the next day or 3. The sun is building to 7 degrees Pisces, the moon 7-8 degrees Pisces. So we see how this 7-8 degree mark is going to be kind of activated in this square. It's a lot. It is a lot. I'm having breakthroughs here and there, but also, tensions, and then making space, and then, watching that mind, body, spirit 3D, and then other systems that are involved. But the square of Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio is really being activated, yeah? If anyone wants an example of that, I legally changed my name today. And it's so incredible because if astrology is not real, my identity legally is a clear example. Yeah, just looking at how my chart is activated. So building to this full moon and the energy that we're going through, I like to think about the communication of the planets and how, like, the moon is moving through right now, because she's the fastest, so she's the zoomer of everybody, and zooming around taught well. She, okay. Yeah. She's a moon in Cancer. Shaman of Discs. And this card is so perfect for right now in the sense of my Saturn is activated. Okay, so 3D, the Earth plane. We have our eagle here. And then we have the representation of the web and the cosmos. So consider in the sense of using this energy, developing your outlets, because this could very well be a Nine of Swords energy and very torturous, or it can absolutely be this energy where someone is working with their spirit medicine, developing their outlets, grounding their energy, receiving their messages. Considering the square of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. Uranus is in Taurus. Saturn is in Aquarius. Oh, thanks. Okay, so question. How has astrology contributed to modern psychology? Oh my gosh, that is such a deep question. Oh, wow. Immediately I'm thinking about Psyche and Cosmos. I kind of tapped out of modern psychology in the sense of pharmacology, and I consider now more indigenous approaches, more of a decolonize STEM and psychology. I feel like astrology, though, is contributing more so in the sense of awakening our psyches right now as we are evolving as a species. I mean, we're still so far behind because of the systems, certain belief systems that a lot of the population upholds regarding structure. One example would be defund the police and abolish the police. I find that expression is quick to the inner colonizer, and it causes panic. And if it causes panic within you, then you're upholding a hierarchy in your headspace. Immediately I think of the Devil card in this sense. Okay, well, yeah, hopefully we're Eight of Cups. That's an emotional transformation of energy, but it also can be a very emo card. Think of like Cancer. Okay, the Sun. I really want to pull the Devil, but I don't have the Devil energy right now, so we're not getting it. But that hierarchy of like Capricorn and Saturn and how we're shifting those systems and then belief systems. When I think of pharmacology, I get really worried because I actually super love psychology. But this industrial complex of the state is not so cool. Yeah, so we need a little bit of a framework. Like, are we talking about the educational system? Are we talking about actually the U.S. psychological systems? I feel like more people are open to the solar system in their practice. Ace of Swords. This is my chart right now. A breakthrough in communication. Mercury and Saturn and Uranus. Wow, my Mercury is, and my, wow, my chart. Exciting. I'm just going to communicate because that's what's active in my chart, and I sometimes really struggle with it. Anyway, your question is excellent. I've shared some books and resources on my page. You're welcome to send me a note as a reminder, and I can send you more things to consider. Okay, see, I can get lost in my head and just think, and I am working on Eight of Swords. Transmuting and transforming this communication style. Lives, that's why I'm working out this medium. Strength. I know what that means for me. If anybody... Oh, yes, you're welcome to scroll. I have shared. Oh, the question is, we have a new person who is new. Okay. I love AnnOrtley.com, and I have shared her. I share the astrological people. I share people in my page, so you're welcome to take a brief scroll. But also Ann Ortley, there's Stormy Grace, there's Rick Levine. I love Stormy Grace on YouTube. Ann Ortley has some great resources on her website, and I share her on my thing. It's AnnOrtley.com. I don't have my library handy right now. I actually just shared it, but I really recommend some different energy practices for like the Tao and how to work with masculine energy, feminine energies, and the blend of human. Predictive astrology is a great one. I highly recommend printing out your birth chart and and I take screen pics of my chart, and I just really work with my chart. Astro.com. You can get a free birth chart, or you can just enter into the Google search people. Free natal charts. And look at your birth chart. I was just thinking in my mind about not having a birth time and how frustrating that is, and I'm currently facing it with my new name change because I don't know what time it technically happened. So I'll have to just find that out. But anyway, so taking your birth chart and then familiarizing yourself with your birth chart, and then take, like, for example, how deep you want to go, you can look up the Sabian symbol of each of your planets and spend some time with them and their degrees and what those degrees mean, and the houses and what those houses mean, and the relationship of them. And for example, personally, with the Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, I've given the example today of my name change, and that's totally aligning with astrology. So yeah. Also, I recommend, and then there's other people through the people I'm recommending. Um, but yeah, I recommend just really spending time with your birth chart and then going into like the archives. Like, say, for example, something really big was going on in your life a few years ago, and what? I recommend finding the podcast that, Ann Ortley or whomever you're discovering did around that time frame, and what possibly is, going on for you. For example, I had a death experience when I was an infant, and so I went back to that time frame and I looked up the ephemeris, and yeah, get an ephemeris. I mean, I this is what I'm doing with current planets. It's basically an ephemeris, and then I have an actual ephemeris that I, you know, for like that death experience that I had. I happened to be born when a lot of planets were in retrograde. And so when they all started to go again, when I was an infant, they kind of came back to an exact degree of my birth all at once. One planet was kind of a couple of degrees away, and I really think that's what, saved this shell. That was a huge download. I was in the hospital for a week. Anyway, so yeah, just checking your houses, checking your charts. I don't look at family members' charts without consent, and like I don't want to look at my mom's chart. Like, I don't want to look at my dad's chart. Like, that's their story. I do sometimes look at my kids' chart. Sometimes as warnings, like, hey, find an outlet, Yeah, and that's a bigger thing too. It's just, self-awareness, finding your outlets. I highly recommend Mother Peace Tarot. I highly recommend Kim Kranis, Archetypes and the Wild Unknown. I highly recommend Stars on Fire, Mecca and Janelle. Oh my God, they're so funny. They're so good. Their laughs can really brighten. That's The Astrologer and the Alchemist, Jamaja. I love her. I love her. Battery. Iris, my iPhone, is needing some refuel. So everyone, self-care, find your outlets, refuel, drink lots of water, hot teas. That's coffee though. I love coffee. I will not shame coffee. I love it. So everyone, take care, find your outlets. We're building to the full moon in Virgo. So yeah, it was the Virgo new moon of 2019. So this is a reaping. Oh yeah, a bath and music. That's just surface. Anyway, take care everyone.